Hello, this is Gary Christian from the Christians, and you're listening to Six Towns Radio.
We love music. You are locked into Six Towns Radio.
On Thursday, the 28th of October, the Christians, You and Cry and Go West are coming to Buxton Opera House, and it gives me great pleasure to welcome to my show today, on the line, Gary Christian. How are you doing?
Hello, mate. How are you?
We're okay. How's September treating you?
September is great. We've got September sun, and that's fantastic. I'm just looking out the window now. It's a beautiful day out there.
Yeah. You were over in Staffordshire quite recently, actually, at the Acoustic Festival. Did you have a good
That's
time?
right, yeah. Oh, that was great, that, actually. They all melt into one, actually, but that was fantastic, I remember.
Yeah.
We brought along the Hummingbirds with us.
Okay.
And a group from Liverpool, and they did a set as well. It was great.
Yeah, you do a lot of gigs, and I suppose they do all bleed into one, but it's great that you're still doing it. It was your 25th anniversary last year. You're still loving it, and you're still going at it.
I know. I you know, what I said when we first kicked off, I said, well, let's give it 3 years, and have a laugh and do all that. But, 26 years later, here we are, still treading the bloods.
Have a bit of a laugh for 3 years.
Still doing it, it's mad. We've got a new album, we've got a new single, and it's all, suddenly it's all Christian mania again. Once again, it's brilliant.
We know Inner City Blues is a new song, it's a cover version, but what is your take on it?
Well, the reason, and it was just an afterthought, as we were doing the album, I just said to Joe, listen, there's a track I'd love to cover, because we're not really a covers band, we get pushed into doing things like Harvest for the World, and that was UNICEF, they really pushed us to do that. And this one was coming from me because, Marvin Gaye is one of my all-time favourite artists, and this was a slightly obscure song, but I just thought it would be perfect for the album, lyrically, because it's just exactly what's happening today, If you listen to the lyrics, it's like he talks about the economics of people who can't pay the bills, people going off to war and getting shot and not getting home again. He sang about rockets going up to the moon, but you could join that with weapons of mass destruction, if you like. It's just all mad, and it's all crazy, this life at the moment. The whole world's gone crazy, I think. I do, yeah. And I just thought it was a perfect song for the times, really.
It's just ideal.
It's perfect, yeah. And I just hope people get on it and have a listen to it, It's
great to see you still doing these great songs, and even if they're not your own, you're still recording your own music as well.
Yeah, no, exactly. We've got a new album out, but I just think, I personally, if it's a great song, I'd like to sing it. I mean, we always, when UNICEF got in touch with us about Harvest for the World, I said, listen, what's wrong with the Isley Brothers? Just get them, they've done it, it's brilliant. I really don't like doing covers, of great songs that have been done before. But they insisted, and they banged on the door many times for us to do it, So that was that, and we had to take it away from the Isleys and make it into a kind of Christian song. And that's what I think we've done here with Inner City Blues.
When you did Harvest for the World, of course, you were a soul band from Liverpool. There's quite a lot of soul in the charts in the 80s, especially in the late 80s. And I suppose good reflection on this tour that you're doing with Go West and You and Cry again. Soul bands, but not necessarily, your typical soul bands.
Well, I just think Peter Cox's voice is just like, it's just brilliant, He's got a great set of pipes on him there. He can sing the song, And I've always admired them. I've always admired You and Cry as well, for their political stance as well as everything else, So I was honoured and very pleased to be, to be asked to do this with them,
Yeah, are they still looking for Linda? Have they found her yet?
I'm going to ask them.
It's been a long search, hasn't it?
Looking for Linda. Yeah, but I've been asking about that. What's with that?
What do the fans say to you nowadays? Because you do all these festivals and gigs. They come back to you and say, in such and such a year, I was listening to this song and I've got this memory of it. Did you get all these tales relayed to you?
Absolutely, yeah. I kind of love that, At the end of gigs, we always go to the bar and have a little drink with the fans and stuff, and they sign albums, and it's great. And they actually say, Ideal World is our song, we walk down the aisle to that one, or my little daughter here now, who's 20, whatever, was conceived with that song, Gaz. And I go, wow, that's good.
Some people are just too honest and a bit graphic.
Absolutely, yeah. I go, okay, yeah. Would you like another drink? So it's all great, actually. They're bringing their kids along now, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, to a new audience. And when you were growing up, you wanted to sing like Ray Charles. So you were a massive fan of Ray Charles.
I wanted to sing like Ray Charles, John Lennon, David Bowie. I wanted to sing like everybody, and every record I put on, I was like, oh, I want to sing like him, But mainly it was Ray Charles, really.
But I bet you've inspired quite a few singers to go out there and perform themselves.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I'd like to think so, But who knows?
I
don't think I'm that great, But that's just me.
Your own worst critic.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I think you've got a fantastic voice, Gary. And I know you're not a big fan of the X Factor. That can be said.
No, I'm not, actually. I think it's done a lot of harm to the music industry and to people. I don't know. It seems to me it's just like wannabes. They might have a great voice and stuff like that, and that's okay. That's fine. But if that's the only outlet, is to go on a show which is contrived by Cal, and to kind of cry out there, undying. It's more than my life's worth, and they're crying and everything.
Yeah.
It's really tiresome. These are 18-year-old kids who you've got to. I don't know. You've got to craft it. You've got to work at it. You've got to do it. You've got to, have an apprentice at least. But to just come in suddenly and then the famous and that's all they want to be is famous. Nothing to do with the music. It's about fame with all that.
They make drama out of it as well, which I don't think's right. Having an 18-year-old person giving you a backstory, they haven't even lived, really.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's destroyed. It's kind of destroyed the the kids in the back room with a few guitars, getting their act together, But the thing of it is, there's lots of them out there. There's lots of bands out there.
Yeah.
But it seems to me that the radios or the record companies are just not interested in these bands. There's so much talent just here in Liverpool that I've been sussing out, and I tell you, we're going to put a show on next year for unsung young bands who have never been seen or heard except by their friends, but I have heard them, and I just think they're great. So we're going to put a show on in Liverpool and get record companies up and go back to what it's supposed to be,
That's a fantastic idea. Have they got to be from Liverpool, though?
They don't have to be from Liverpool at all, but it's just that, this is one city. Maybe other groups that have done it all can do the same in wherever city they are, You and Cry in Glasgow and the guys, from wherever they come from, and maybe this could start a trend, and maybe just to get rid of this kind of wannabe 15 minutes of fame nonsense,
Yeah, you could franchise it. We could have one in Stoke, definitely.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a great idea, and we're going for it anyway next year, and it'll be around about the end of March. I've already got about five groups so far who are great, and I'm going to showcase them on one of the theatres in Liverpool.
That sounds amazing, because there is so many great artists and bands who should have made it or who could make it but haven't.
Yeah.
Is it about luck sometimes, though, Gary? Is it, being in the right place?
Well, I don't know. It's all nonsense. I mean, I don't know what's going on, but One Direction, I mean, what is that all about, really?
But there's always been a boy band. There's always been one since the 60s.
Fine,
there's always been one.
Fine, it's in its place, but it's just taken over the whole. Kids these days, if they get swamped with all this stuff, that's all they know. What I'm trying to do is say, listen, go have a listen to some of the records and check out what's going on out there.
Yeah. We all grew up with pop music, but like you say, it's mass-produced, very well marketed nowadays. A lot more, it's in your face in supermarket shops, restaurants. It's everywhere, isn't it?
And they're kind of like forced into getting it, and getting onto it. It's like it's forced down the throat kind of thing. It's a shame. I hate, it's taken over prime time TV as well. It's like, it's all over the place. I hate it.
Yeah, when there's no Top of the Pops anymore, there's that instead. It's a
No,
shame.
there's no outlet. There's no outlet for it, other music, you know. And there are other kinds of music out there, you know, besides for young girls singing nonsense, you know. I don't know, or for young guys singing nonsense. I just don't get it at all.
Well, Gary, we could sit here and write the music world all day, but we're going to have to leave.
That was a real strop, that, wasn't it, really?
No, mate, it's so true. It is so true. But I wish you good luck with this tour. I know you don't need it. Good luck with the new music as well, and the cover version in City Blues. Fantastic talking to you today, mate.
Thanks, Terry. Cheers.
You take care.
Bye, mate.